Alright, this begins Chapter 3, Lesson 10, dealing with problem solving, investigation, and reasonable answers. Let's go into your review from yesterday's lesson. We are going to divide 3 and 8/10 by 2/10. So in other words, how many 2/10 chunks are there in 3 and 8/10? Is the answer A, 6 and 4/10, B, 8, C, 18, or D, 19? And your answer is... Now we're going to find 9 and 3/10 divided by 6/10. Is the answer A, 12 and 2/10, B, 12 and 5/10, C, 15 and 5/10, or D, 27? And your answer is... Now we're going to find 461 thousandths divided by 1900ths. We're going to round the quotient to the nearest hundredth. Is the answer A, 2 and 43 hundredths, C, 2 and 5/10, D, 24 hundredths, or D, 23? And your answer is... Now we're going to divide 415 thousandths by 21 hundredths. We're going to round the quotient to the nearest hundredth. Is it A, 1 and 8/10, B, 1 and 89 hundredths, C, 1 and 98 hundredths, or D, 2? And your answer is... Now a truck traveled 93 and 66 hundredths of miles on 4 and 2/10 gallons of gas. How many miles did the truck travel per gallon of gas? In other words, take your miles divided by gallons, and that will give you miles per gallon. Is it 21 and 33 hundredths miles per gallon, B, 22 and 3/10 miles per gallon, C, 23 and 4/10 miles per gallon, or D, 26 miles per gallon? And your answer is... So in 2004, the population of Texas was 22 and 5/10 million, and the population of Nevada was 2 and 3/10 million. How many times more people lived in Texas than Nevada in 2004? Round to the nearest tenth. So if you divide 22 and 5/10 million by 2 and 3/10 million, you will get your answer, rounded to the nearest tenth. Is the answer A, 9 and 8/10, B, 9 and 6/10, C, 8 and 9/10, or D, 7 and 6/10? And your answer is... Alright, so now dealing with problem solving today, we're going to determine reasonable answers to solve problems. So now the table below shows the wingspans of some North American birds of prey. What is the wingspan of the peregrine falcon in feet? So it gives it to us in inches, but we need it in feet. So if we take the wingspan of any of these birds, take the inches, divide by 12, that will tell us how many feet. So we know the length in inches, we need to find the reasonable length in feet. So 12 inches equals a foot, so we're going to estimate the quotient of 40 and 12 to find a reasonable length. So if we round 40 divided by 12 to 36 divided by 12, that will give us 3. So we know that it is a reasonable estimate is about 3 feet. And since the actual answer is 3 1/3, an answer 3 feet is considered reasonable. All right, here's one for you to try. A sailfish can swim 68 miles per hour. What is a reasonable estimate for the number of miles a sailfish could travel in 15 minutes? Is it A, 2 miles, B, 10 miles, C, 17 miles, or D, 34 miles? And if you think about what one could travel in an hour, if it's 68, 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. So think about it in that term. And your answer is 17 miles. And that concludes your lesson.